Hi guys. Alright, today I want to show you something what I've discovered. So this is connecting the rod cap, this one, and this is the bearing. It's basically crankshaft bearing, this one. And see what I found. Check out this cap, the inside of the cap. Normally, for what we know, it's supposed to be like absolute smooth. But if you take a good look at this, you can see that this one has been sanded. It absolutely shows marks of sandpaper, and it looks like sandpaper been kind of used in a way like this way and that way, something in a crisscross. When you take a look at the bearing, it's supposed to be absolutely smooth on this side, but take a look. I don't know how much the video shows it, but to my eye, the sandpaper use on this outside of the bearing is absolutely visible. It is just absolutely so. This is no doubt sandpaper used at the original assembly. This is the original bearing when this motor was first assembled at the manufacturer, and look what they did. This is absolutely clear that sandpaper been used over here. And it's not much of sandpaper. They probably just did like once this way, once this way, once this way, once this way. That's all. Not much at all. But all this makes it stick. When you put the bearing in, basically snap it in. Supposed to be snapped in. It makes it stick. And what I think it's made specially, this trick is specially done in a way to make it stick and prevent spun bearing. This is the only explanation you could have why this is done. This is from 7.8 Isuzu. And this is basically what you can see the Japanese did. It's very clear, very evident that this stuff has been sanded. It's no question about it. It's way too evident. It's way too evident. As for the bearing, and the same thing for the rod cap. So obviously they barely use the sandpaper, but it's used. It's very evident. So I guess this is one of the ways to prevent a spun bearing. Of course, you shouldn't sand much. You just at one spot, you just try once and then again, once and then again. This is not much, but this certainly should prevent spun bearing. You just score the surface. You don't remove really the surface. You don't go like, you will remove the surface, you will change clearances if you use it too much. You just score, just make score marks. That's it, just make score marks. But don't actually go like once. You will remove and change clearances. Don't do that. If you do this trick, don't do that, but just score it. That's all. That's what I believe. At one place, just once and again, once and again. That's enough, because you want to keep those clearances as close to the original as possible, and at the same time, what these people try to accomplish, score it so to prevent the bearing from spinning and not to receive the spun bearing problem. And note that this is original. This bearing has never been replaced before. Never before. This is the original assembly at the manufacturer. 7.8 Isuzu is basically Duramax. It's a like oversized industrial Duramax. That's what this is. And this is what you can see with the original assembly on the motor. So if the manufacturer does that, seems like it proves to be effective. This is not some kind of, backyard mechanic or some kind of independent shop that just came up, with this. This obviously has been done by the manufacturer, because this is original assembly. That's what this is. So I hope this trick is gonna prove of any value to you, and maybe will be helpful. But if you do this, please don't overdo it. No way. Just do it once and again, once and again, because you want to keep the original clearance as close to the original as possible, and at the same time receive this kind of scoring. The sandpaper used here on this one, somewhere around 200, I believe. That's what it seems to be, somewhere around 200, somewhere in that range. I don't know what video shows, but that's what it looks like to my eye. It's somewhere around 200 grit. So this is it for you today.